RVBN, the Rich Video Blog Network, home to weekly NFL predictions, great personality profiles, top 10 lists of everything and anything, sports video blogs, including the NBA, the NHL, Major League Baseball, and the NFL, history stuff about them, professional wrestling video blogs, and entertainment video blogs, including classic television shows, TV, and cable networks. RVBN, the Rich Video Blog Network, Belleville, Massachusetts. Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Saturday, November 19, 2016, around 7:02 in the morning in Belleville, Massachusetts. Going to be a sunny day out today. Warm, close to 60. Might be one of the last 60-degree days of the year because it's going to get cooler next week. Beginning tomorrow, when a cold front comes through, numerous rain showers in eastern New England, but in the mountains, especially the Green Mountains and the Berkshires and the White Mountains and the mountains in Maine, 3 to 6 inches of snow, which is pretty good. Get the early skiers going. And maybe something brewing for Thursday. Cold rain, maybe mix in New Hampshire, Maine, and Vermont. Keep you posted. Some news to report on the RVBN Newswire. The Golden State Warriors beat the Boston Celtics by a score of 104-88. It was a close game in the first half until the Warriors exploded in the third quarter. Notre Dame beat UMass Lowell Riverhawks hockey team by a score of 4-1 to split their two-game series. It's Happy International Men's Day. It's World Toilet Day. I'm not making this up. And sad news to report in the world of music, singer Sharon Jones passed away at the age of 60. So prayers to her family in this time of need. And that's about it on the news from the RVBN Newswire. Be back in a flash. Pump it up, 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 pump it up. Get yourself going every single day. Exercise. Take a half hour each day to exercise. If it's walking, running, jogging, crawling, doing sit-ups, push-ups, pull-ups, running on a treadmill, lifting weights, and doing yoga. Only takes a half hour a day to get your heart pumping, get your heart healthy, and feel the confidence. Get your exercise every single day. I'm back. My first video blog subject of the day is my personality profile. Today's personality profile is about the late actor Gary Coleman. Gary Coleman was a famous child actor in the late 70s, early 80s, known for playing Arnold Jackson drumming on Different Strokes. He did that for about 8 years. But like most child actors and actresses, they could not take their fame to adulthood. Gary was born and he grew up in Zion, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. He was adopted by the Coleman family, which was a good family for him. But Gary was, had some problems when he was young, that he had a autoimmune kidney disease, and it was a chronic illness for him, and that all the meds that took the toll on him when he was younger, he only grew to 4 foot 8 inches tall, and he had 2 unsuccessful kidney transplants and needed daily dialysis. Gary was spotted at a very young age, because he had such a great baby face, in a Harris Bank commercial in 1974. And that's when he started his acting career. He guest starred on Medical Center, and then he guest starred on The Jeffersons and The Good Times. Gary was in a pilot in 1977 for possible Little Rascals revival on television. That didn't sell, but that pilot got shown to the producers of a television series called Different Strokes, and the producer saw that and he said Gary would fit great as Arnold Jackson Drummond. He was cast as Arnold Jackson Drummond in that series. Different Strokes, which starred Conrad Bain as Philip Drummond, who adopted his former maid's 2 sons, who were African American. Todd Bridges, who played Willis Jackson Drummond, and Gary Coleman, who played Arnold Jackson Willis. And Different Strokes was very popular. It was one of the top NBC shows in the 70s and 80s, where NBC was dying for hit shows. And Gary Coleman got so popular. He was famous for saying, "What you talking about, Willis?" And Gary, at his peak at Different Strokes, made over $100,000 an episode. That's big money for a child actor. In fact, that's very big money for anybody on a television show back in the 1970s and 80s. Now it's probably that's the equivalent of maybe $500,000, $600,000. And during his time on Different Strokes, Gary Coleman appeared on several TV movies, and he had a couple of motion pictures that he starred in, which was not a decent success, but they weren't blockbusters. And Different Strokes continued to get popular into the mid 1980s, when the show just faded out because Gary Coleman was getting older, and the show got canceled in 1986. And after Different Strokes went off the air, that's when Gary Coleman suffered a lot of financial problems. His adopted parents supposedly saved all his money he made from Different Strokes, but somehow it got lost. And in 1989, Gary sued his adopted parents for a lot of money, and he ended up getting a settlement for $1.2 million, but all the attorney fees was raveling him, and he ended up bankruptcy. And plus, Gary could not get an acting job on a television series or movies because of his small stature, and there was a lot of casting agents who weren't going to really hire Gary Coleman because he was like the typecasting of Arnold Jackson. They really didn't think he would be good in serious roles. Gary made some cameo appearances for talk shows here and there and television shows, but they weren't big money makers for him. He needed to get a real job to support himself, to pay off these debts. He was a DJ at a Denver radio station, and he was also a security guard, and he had other odd jobs in there. And Gary loved model railroading as a hobby, and he had a big train collection. And Gary had several brushes with the law during this time as well. He was accused of hitting a fan in 1998. Eventually those charges got dropped. And he had a few other things here and there. Gary was just trying to survive, trying to get his name out. He wanted another vehicle to boost his acting career, but the agents weren't calling him, or they were offering him just small roles here and there. He took whatever he could get, and they weren't, $100,000 at all. They were probably significantly less than that. And in 2006, he met an actress named Sharon Price, and they married, and were married for 1.5 years, from 2007 to 2008. But they got divorced, and Sharon sued Gary, accused him of domestic abuse and stuff like that. Their divorce was on the reality series Divorce Court in 2008. That's not a good place for you to be on the courtroom drama, Divorce Court, especially somebody who was a big star like Gary Coleman. It was probably the pits of his life. And Gary Coleman continuing to try to get a name for himself, but his health was failing, needing daily dialysis, and having bad health with his kidneys failing. Gary passed away at the age of 42 in 2010. A very sad story for a successful child actor in the 1970s and 80s, but most child actors and actresses don't turn their childhood success into something bigger. Some do, but many of them don't, and many of them fade away into bankruptcy and eventually pass away at a young age. Gary Coleman's legacy was not that great after leaving Different Strokes. And that's about it on Gary Coleman. I'll be back later. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. 2 more video blogs coming for you. One will be about Bill Goldberg's undefeated streak in WCW, 173-0. Tell you about that angle, what I thought about it. And the third and final video blog of the night will be cliff notes of the Billerica Memorial High School Code of Conduct, which I'm not going to mention all of these rules. We'll mention some of the major ones. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Button-Guy. Molly Rosenblatt of WCCO, accent has nice legs. Elizabeth Hart, so stunning, she's the best. Amy Sweezy's awesome Amy. Linda Church of WPIX, Channel 11, New York, is a rocking cougar, she's got the best legs in New York City, bar none. Barbara Gibbs of ABC 11 has a sweet southern accent, got the best legs in Raleigh, North Carolina. And Ren Claire of WHTH, Channel 7, morning meteorologist, is so sweet, and she's got the best legs in Boston, my humble opinion. And in the words of Dickie Ackroyd, Jr., director, Boys and Girls Club of Great America, the more the merrier.